thickening. Right. Oh. Oh, apparently people are here, but it doesn't say no. It says no one's watching, but you're watching. You still there? Because it says zero watches. YouTube's like watcher count is useless. Yeah, it's going well. Mummy's here and Mum's here. Just making a coffee and a quick stream before I go out for the whole day for a work thing, a business thing. Well, not a business trip, but it's a work thing. So it won't be that long. Just a quick coffee chat. And I won't be streaming until October after today, so I might get a random stream between them, but won't be consistent until October. Oh, let's pack all this away. Need some more water in that. Oh, it's still there. Yeah, I have my haircut. It's not the whole day of walking. Got to get to the company, which isn't the same company. It's far away, so it's a train and a bus journey to get there. Then there's like some meeting shit. I don't really know. There's some like stuff to do, just sitting and listening to pointless shit. And then the walk's probably about 3 hours, and then go back to the company and I don't know, discuss shit again, and then go back home. So it's not like walking the whole day. There's bits between, but. And then tomorrow we're doing the same thing, and after it they want to go out to eat in a restaurant. I looked to where the restaurant is. I was like, it's miles away, and they're planning to finish at 9 at night. If they do that, I won't be able to get home because I use the bus. So that's why I'm going to have to say to them I can't attend to the dinner because I will not be able to get home otherwise. So I'm not doing dinner tomorrow. Plus, I've got mortgage stuff to do anyway. Sundays, I'm busy. So I should be back by about 8 o'clock tonight because I think it finishes around 6. By the time I get home, it'll be at 8, and then tomorrow will be the same. And then Sunday's my day off, but I've got a lot of things happening Sunday. I'm doing the mortgage for the place, and we're going to see our house one more time just to see sizes and stuff for furniture we need to buy. Just so we know what the sizes are, so we get the wrong furniture. And just last checks. Anything we spot in the house. Oh my god, it's Pikmin here. Pikmin. Spot. I can't get rid of it. Done. And then, so I got these 2 walking days. I've got a day off for doing loads of shit anyway, because I've got to like do the house stuff and that, so I'm still out all day. And then from Monday, I'm working full time, so it's like, this is mental. So the next day off I have with no plans is I think Wednesday. It's mental. So Wednesday I'm going to be probably really tired, so what I'm going to do Wednesday, my day off, is be at home and play Dragon's Dogma all day. That's what I'm going to do. That's all I'm going to do is Dragon's Dogma Wednesday. And I'm nearly completed the main story of Dragon's Dogma. But now I've got like the post game, after story stuff, after the Dragon, which is quite long. Then I've got the extra stuff, the DLC, like the download content. So it's quite a short game if you don't play like I play, and if you just do the main quest line, it's a pretty short game. It's like 10 hours probably. But I've got like 45 hours on it. I think it's going to take about 100 hours to beat Dragon's Dogma, I reckon. All of the content. So I'll probably be still playing Dragon's Dogma by the end of April. Probably. I don't know. I'm in no rush. Yeah. One game I really like to play is Dragon Quest 11. It does look really good, but I don't think I'm going to get around to playing it. But I do want to play that game. And I still need to play Persona 5. I haven't even played Persona 5 still. I played a little bit, but I've done like half of it and then stopped playing it. So I haven't actually beaten Persona 5. Which is mental. I don't need to buy a game for like years now. I've got so many. The only two games I want at the moment is Dragon's Dogma 2 and Monster Hunter Wilds. I think they're the two games I need. I think there's another game I wanted, I can't remember what it is now. Could have been important if I remember it. Flights, right. Skyscanner is the website I normally use for flights. It's a bit like comparethemarket.com, it just shows you all the companies and stuff. So just do Skyscanner because it's a bit like a comparetheflights.com sort of thing. That's what I normally do. There was a YouTube channel I was watching, the guy who moved to Japan as a English teacher and all that, and he was documenting every day, and his channel suddenly went down. All the videos are gone about 2 weeks ago, and hasn't been up again. And then he said one message, I've just got to talk to him personal stuff about it. So I just feel that he's just packed it in. He's gone back to Australia. I have a feeling. It's the most common thing. Is Mimi still here? I was watching that dude's channel. Yeah, you were? Oh, is that how you found me? Because I was commenting on his channel quite a lot. Yeah, he just suddenly disappeared, but it is a big chance. I don't know, but it's strange that he's deleted. He might have put more as private. But I think he might have packed it in and went back to Australia. Because there was a few videos near the end where he was like not really enjoying it. You can tell him he was like kind of realising it's not like you see on when you see everyone like on Facebook, oh, it's amazing, every day is like amazing, it's like no. And with work culture, if you're not ready for how people don't really confront you, so if they've got a problem with you, they won't tell you in front of you, they'll tell their boss. It's very behind your backy. It's kind of annoying. Not all companies like that, but it's very like that. You never really get, like, if you've got a problem with me, if I'm doing something wrong, tell me. They won't. They're like, just talk behind your back, sort of, their boss and everything. And if you're a person that easily gets affected by that, and it kind of makes you, like, damages your, like, mind damage, I don't know what you call it. It's emotional damage, really, isn't it? If you're really easy at that, then yeah. Okay. I think most people are interested in Japan, play games. If not, it's very weird. Yeah, my almost done now, coffee. My three things in life is Japanese, video games, and mindfulness meditation. They're my three things I want to focus on now. Oh, and baking. I want to focus on baking, which I'll do more. I will do more videos of me baking, but not until I get my new place. When I move into my new place, then I'll bake more and do videos on that. But they're the four things I want to focus on in my life. Just being present all the time. Basically living an examined life. That's what I'm living like. If you don't know what living an examined life is, I would say look it up. I was trying to look it up to see, but it's like there's stuff which isn't relevant to what examined life is really on the internet. I was trying to look for more information, but nothing on it. But it's basically being present all the time and being mindful. An examined life is when you're realizing all your thoughts. Basically, now you're very clear of what you're thinking. So every time I start thinking, I recognize it and I'm clearly here. It's hard to explain. It's hard to really understand when you say that, really clearly connect with your thoughts. You're like, that makes no sense. But it does when you know how to do it. When you catch yourself in this like train of thought quickly and you realize that you wasn't in control, that kind of, then you constantly doing it and you're realizing, like, when thoughts arise, you realize them. It's hard to explain, and the only way to really understand it is by just naturally discovering it yourself by doing mindfulness meditation for long enough. So now, like, the mindfulness meditation app, it talks about this, like, there is no self, there's no I, there is no subject. When you first start meditation, you're like, what? That makes no sense. There is no center of attention. There's no that you have no head. It says a lot, and try and like put attention to self and stuff like that. It makes no sense, but now I understand it. It makes complete sense to me now. But it takes a long time to discover that when you do meditation. But you have no head. Like, it sounds really weird, but it makes complete sense. And there is no I. I don't say, like, when I catch myself thinking, I don't usually say, oh, I'm thinking. I don't do that because there is no I. It's like, and I just say a lot of thoughts are arising, sort of thing. There is no, you have no control of what's happening. You're just experiencing what's happening. It's really hard to explain, and there's not. An examined life is amazing. Like, the best way to live is an examined life. Because now I am never bored. Yeah. Yeah, no, the thing is, like, I'm not gonna diss him. I don't know if you understand the word diss. Are you British? I think you are. I think Mimi's British, because he says he likes Yorkshire tea, so he's got to be British. But I'm not dissing him or nothing like that, but a lot of people get caught up when they go to Japan, especially doing, oh, this bloody hair is insane. Right, Pikmin way. Hopefully not Pikmin is, but I look like a Pikmin. I better keep on time as well, because I'm only late. I've got a bit of time. I don't like looking at time, so I'm just gonna be on for about 10 minutes, because that's what I can do. Before getting ready, I'll grab this coffee anyway. A lot of people that go to Japan for English teaching, a lot of people are younger, like in their 20s. They've been brought up with anime, because anime is now getting popular in the West. But people who've gone before that, not really. But English teachers that went before, like, who are now 40 or something, probably went to Japan not with, like, media in mind. It's different. But a lot of people now, because of anime and games, they're going, oh, I want to be a teacher in Japan because of the culture. Are you American? Oh, but you like Yorkshire tea, that's funny. So yeah, a lot of people, like, go to Japan with, like, oh, I like anime and games. And the thing with anime is that it's not portraying Japan at all. It's not at all. And then they think they want to learn Japanese because their goal is so they can watch. If your goal is to understand anime and games, that's your goal to learn Japanese, you probably will not last long learning it. Because obviously I like that. Like, that was a bonus to me. I love video games and anime. Well, I'm not that much into anime, but I love video games and that. But my goal wasn't so I can understand those. It was just that, oh, that's a plus. I truly wanted to learn Japanese language. You can't really go to Japan and then think about learning it seriously. You've got to like want to learn it seriously before even thinking about living in Japan. So it's like, if you don't do that, then people normally leave. And they're not prepared for the loneliness. But the thing is, with loneliness is like, I never get lonely. Like, I never did when I was there, really. It's just, once you like live and examine life, you realise there is no loneliness, really. I actually prefer being alone, because it's funny, because like, I've been reading into the way of Zen, the life of Zen. And that's all about like others and everything, which, yeah, makes sense. But like, connecting with others is important. I don't think it's important, but it's just when you do connect with others, it's just being positive about it. But to me, I like to be alone, because when you're talking to other people, it's hard to become present, because their influences, when they're speaking, it's very influencing your mind and making you go back and lost in thought because of all of their interactions. When you're on your own, you can really discover yourself. I think if you've discovered yourself and you're really content and present with yourself at a high level, I guess, then you can probably be more easier, keep at that state when talking to others. But I find myself, when I'm with someone, I lose that present state, because I go back into like just thinking loads and lost in thought. But it might be because I'm still low level. I don't know, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to do N3 and N2. It's just that you need to have a passion for Japanese. Now, the way I say is, if you are learning Japanese every day, and I'm not saying you've got to do like 3 hours a day, as long as you have a moment every day where you do learn Japanese, and you're not doing it for the sake of it, like, oh, I need to learn Japanese because I need to do it. Like, oh, I don't really want to focus on it, but I've got to do it, so I've got to do it every day, otherwise I won't get good. That's not the best mindset. You want to do it because you're interested and you're just enjoying it. So even if you do it for like 10 minutes, but as long as you do it every day and you keep it as a routine, you don't have to get N3 into unless it's the job you're looking for. But as long as you expose yourself to it every day, like if you're playing a video game, play it in Japanese. Expose yourself to it. So just do that. If you're watching anime, watch in Japanese with Japanese subtitles. Don't watch in English. Stuff like that. And even if you don't understand half it, it's fine. Just watch it again. And then when you get to Japan, don't do what everyone does. Oh, I want to go out and like meet loads of people and think. You know, the idea is to become content with yourself in Japan before expanding with others, because people just go do that and then they kind of get lost and then lonely because they don't really know how to live themselves in Japan first. York tea's good. I think this part wasn't me. I think it was the bloke who cut my hair. He's like, oh, this looks hilarious, just keep it up or something. It's my little cowlick, that's why this has gone mental. They don't shave this right down, they just cut it down to a certain length. You always have kind of a lot of hair here. Side hairs will cut, they kind of shave around the sides and then they just use scissors around the top. Yeah, but what I mean, for you probably need N2 before going to Japan, because you're not doing teaching, you're going straight into IT, so it's a requirement. So I understand that. Which I plan to do N2 test this year as well, at the end of this year. I think there's a lot of those companies, I'm guessing it's a requirement to have N2, but they're not expecting you to be using that level all the time every day, because N2 is very difficult. And even if you do learn it and you pass it, the chances are you're going to forget a lot of it when you're trying to use it in everyday life. So until you really get used to living there. So I don't think they're expecting you to use it into every day in the work. It's just because someone who's not lived in Japan and just doing a test overseas and then going in Japan into a new job with N2 environment, and it's their first time living in Japan, it can be very daunting. Because it's very advanced Japanese. And without like the opportunity to just use it every day naturally before going there, just sounds pretty insane to me. Because like I'm working as well at work, because they're just naturally talking to you and it's like spoken Japanese. You don't get the opportunity until you're in Japan. So it's just, I don't know. I reckon most of it's still in English, but it's just like you need N2 just for those moments when you might need to communicate in Japanese in a business level. But I think for the most part, it must be in English. But the problem is, my advice is if you can find work, the way I would do it, the thing is you're limited. You're kind of limited to teaching. That's the problem. Like I would say, do like a different job. Do a job in Japan which you can do before a job which requires N2, and then while you're in Japan doing that job, then get your N2 while you're in Japan, and then find a new job which you want to set in for a good time while you're in Japan, if I mean. Because it's easy to find work when you're in Japan, because a lot of places say they want you to be living in Japan already. They don't want to do a visa and all that. But if you're not interested in teaching, it's kind of hard to find a job. Unless you can do work and holiday, if you're still, what can I say? I can't think of the word, but if you're still applicable or available to do that. Not available, that's weird. Valid. No, I can't think of the English word, but as long as you're still in that requirement where you can do a work and holiday, then maybe do a work and holiday. That's always a really good test though, anyway, because it gives you opportunities to do a lot of different work and holiday. But work and holiday is until you're 31 or 30. After you're 30, I think you can't apply for it, which is kind of sucks. But that's the UK. I don't know about Americans. It might be easier for them. I think they get 2 years as well. I think Americans actually have a better deal. Yeah, if you don't mind being an English teacher, just there's things you need to be prepared for. If you've never taught before and you haven't really had that experience, it can be daunting. There's a lot of things which you don't. If you haven't got the certain personality, which it might have been the same for that mate in Japan. I think the personality was he isn't that kind of person, and it might have just overwhelmed him. The language score. Same for me. It wasn't for me. It wasn't my personality. So I just went, nah, I'm not doing it, and I quit after about 3 months. I quit the company, and then I was in Japan for a bit trying to look for work. Realised you can't really find anything outside of teaching with that visa, and I went, damn, I had to go back to England for a bit. But that is the best way. As long as you're okay with teaching, I would say if you do want to do teaching and do that way, which is the preferred way, so you can get your language going, it's just, yeah, that's the thing. If you're an introvert, which I'm kind of, the thing with me is I am an introvert. I don't like talking to English people. I don't like connecting with English people, but I really like connecting with Japanese people. So if you've got that good connection with Japanese people anyway, just because you like talking Japanese, even if you're an introvert, it's weird, then 70% of teaching English will be fine, even if you're an introvert, because I've enjoyed 70% of it. It's just kids' lessons. If you're not that kind of personality, we have to like kind of drop your pride and be like all dancey and that with little kids, which I can't do. And I didn't get fired. I didn't get like fired or anything. They won't fire you. I didn't get fired or anything like that. But it's just for me. I was like, I just can't. I can't just jump around like Sesame Street. I can't do that. It's just not me. And it drained me. So I just couldn't do kids. See, that's the problem. And I think that might be for me in Japan. Cause he doesn't seem like a guy who's like can go into like Sesame Street mode. So, and it's that whole concept that you'll be always being like watched. You got targets to meet. Like you've got to meet Like you've got to get good reviews from students, because you can get reviewed by students and you can see those reviews and it can hit you hard. So it's like, I think it wouldn't be as bad now. If I started teaching now, because of my new mindset of meditation, it probably wouldn't affect me as much. I'll be able to do it, but it wouldn't be my thing. But that's another thing you got to be thinking about. So, but even it's still a good thing to do if you've got a backup plan. So, like, say if you do like English teaching first before doing your programming, even if it isn't for you and you leave after 3 months and you do like a Made in Japan thing because the teaching is just overwhelming, it still gives you that experience of Japan, and it will give you like motivation to, like, let's say, okay, this job I can't stand it, but I do want to be in Japan, but I just want to do IT. At least it gives you that. As long as you've got a backup plan, if like it's not going to be financially hitting, going back to America if it goes wrong, and then building yourself up to go back to Japan. You might also find someone like I did, and you might find a partner while you're there, and then there's another route. You might find a partner, and you might be able to marry like I did, and then it kind of breaks out anyway. So, but don't go there looking for a marriage. You just, if it naturally happens, it naturally happens. But that is a thing that can happen, but it shouldn't be a goal. Yeah, that's what I mean. If you stop teaching, the only thing you can do is teach with that visa. But there is in types of teaching, but you can't get away with teaching kids now in Japan. It's every place, because that's what I was looking for, teaching just adults, but that's not how it is now. The business is all about kids and stuff, so you can't really get away from that. Another way to do it, if you're not like rushing to go to Japan, is try and do some teaching online separately, just to see what it's like. But you can't really get a job in Japan and live in Japan by just teaching online. You can't really do that. Or working holiday. Working holiday is really good. If you've got the opportunity to do working holiday, that's really good, because you can do any job. And I suggest doing like retail job in Japan when you're working holiday, just for that experience of social skills in Japan. It's really good. No, you won't. No, you're just doing that to give you the opportunity to expand. So, I mean, teaching's not going to be what you want to do, but it's just like a thing which lets you open doors to achieve what you want to do. So, but if you do work on holiday, if you can, then you don't have to do teaching. You can do just shop work, which is much more beneficial than teaching, because you have to use Japanese. They don't have work in. They don't have at all. Oh my god, that's terrible. I thought they did. Oh no, I'm thinking of if Japan want to go to America, they get a good benefit or something. That's crap, isn't it? That's very annoying. That's very useful, because then you can just work in a shop for like a year and just really just use your Japanese skills. You have to. The thing of in teaching English, you don't have the opportunity to use Japanese during that teaching English. And that's what really frustrated me. I could not use Japanese. And I was like, I might as well be in England, because I can't practice Japanese at all. Yeah, it was a year. But you have to be, it's until you're 30 years old, and after that you can't do it. I did it like 2016, so it's ages ago now. Almost 10 years ago now when I did it. It's crazy. I have to go, otherwise I'm going to be late. So I won't be streaming now until October. I might do a random stream, but it won't be this time. It'll be random times, so people won't be able to watch probably anyway. I don't know, Moo might be able to watch, because he's American, so time difference is different. But from English people, they'll probably be sleeping if I do stream. But anyway, I'm gonna go. Otherwise, I'm gonna be late. All right, I'll see everyone later. See ya.